Hi, I'm Tanya, and welcome to my channel, Faithful Flow. This is my boy Wyatt resting in the corner. This can be a quick movement snack. We're going to focus on bringing some kind of movement and stretching our neck and our spine. You shouldn't need anything for class as far as props, so you can just meet me seated on your mat whenever you're ready. We'll get started with just taking a couple of breaths to kind of center ourselves here. So if you'd like to, you're welcome to close your eyes, sit up tall. Let's take a deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. We'll do that twice more. Big breath in. And exhale, release. And once more, inhale. And exhale. If you close your eyes, you're welcome to flutter them open. And we're just going to look slowly from right to left. So sitting up nice and straight, just bringing some movement to the neck here. Just looking from side to side a few times. Let's do once more in each direction. And then come back to center. And this time we're going to go from side to side. Think about dropping your ear towards your shoulder. Back up through center and then to the other direction. We'll do this a few times to each side. One more round, side to side. And then this next time that you come to the right, we're going to stay there. So think right ear towards right shoulder. And if you'd like to, you can bring your right hand, bring it to the top left side of your head. Not really so much pulling down as just think about lengthening this left side of the neck. And if you'd like to, you can extend your left arm out to the side. You're going to flex the wrist and then flip it and point fingers down. And again, flex it and then point fingers down. Once more, flex and put fingers down. And then you can release both hands. You're going to leave your head where it is. And then we're just going to add a little neck massage here. So you can bring your hands up by your ear. I like to do kind of like Spock fingers, splitting the ear. And then you're just going to pull down and then towards your collarbone. So starting again around the ear, a little gentle pressure in towards the neck and then down into the front. We'll do that twice more. Just kind of massaging the neck here. And then release that. Let's bring the head back up to center. Let's take a breath before the other side. So inhale and exhale. And if you're sitting with crossed legs and you'd like to switch legs, you're welcome to. If that's uncomfortable, it's not necessary. Sometimes it just brings a little bit of balance to the hips. And then other side. So this time, left ear towards left shoulder. Pause here. Then you can bring your left hand rested on top of the head, kind of on this right side. And then just think a little bit of lengthening. Breathe here. And then maybe extend your right arm out to the side if you'd like to. You can flex that wrist, lifting the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then flip it and point it down. And then again, up and down. Twice more, up and down, and last time. And then releasing both hands, leaving the head tilted to the side. And then we're just going to do that little neck massage again. So right hand around the right ear, pull down and towards the front, towards the collarbone. And again, split the ear, pull down and come forward. I can't apply quite as much pressure because I've got my microphone here. Last round. And then release the hand. Neck comes back up to center. Pause, take a breath, inhale. And exhale. All right, from here, we're going to extend our legs forward. I'm going to spin on my mat. You can stay facing any direction. And we're just going to do this knee hug forward fold. So start with the legs bent. You can flex your feet. Wrap your arms around your legs and see if you can lay your chest down towards your quads. It's okay if it doesn't touch. And then very slowly, you're just going to begin to allow the feet to slide away from you. So this is a very gentle stretch on the hamstrings, just bringing some rounding to the spine. We'll hold here a few breaths. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you can leave your legs long, release your arms, sit up. And if your legs are still bent a little bit, you can bring them down towards the ground if that's comfortable. And then we're just going to do a front body opening. So you can walk the fingertips behind you. Think about opening the chest, spreading across those collarbones. Look up towards the ceiling, maybe even lift your chin. And then if you'd like to, you can think about sending your chin up towards the ceiling a little bit, like jutting that chin muscle forward. And then if it's not too funny for you, you can even extend your tongue up towards the ceiling, which will just stretch this front part of the neck a little more. Now, if you got people around and you don't want to do it, that's fine. Let's take another breath. Inhale. And exhale. And then come back to a nice seated position. Let's take one breath here. Inhale. And out. And then we're going to transfer onto our hands and knees for some cat-cow. So hands are going to line up essentially underneath the shoulders, maybe a little bit forward from that if you've got sensitive wrists. Knees are about hips width apart. Spine is long, so think tailbone long behind you, crown of the head reaching forward. And then we're going to drop our belly, lift our tailbone, lift our gaze. Inhale. And then exhale, round the spine and tuck the chin. Again, inhale and exhale. Several more here. And if you have some kind of additional movements, if you want some kind of side to side or barrel movements, you're welcome to do anything that would feel good on your spine here. This class is just about finding some stretch, some movement, anything that feels good for your body. If you're doing something with rotation, you can go ahead and switch sides. Make sure you get both sides evenly. And then let's come back to a nice regular cat-cow. So if you're doing any side-to-side motion, we can take one more together. Inhale, let's exaggerate it a bit. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin. Come back to a nice neutral tabletop. And then we'll send our hips back for a child's pose. Just allow the lower back to stretch out a bit here. If you want to kind of sway the hips from side to side, you can. Maybe walk the fingertips forward, lengthen the spine a bit more. Take a breath. Exhale, let it go. And then we'll find some movement here. We're going to round through our spine and then come forward into a cobra and then back into child's. So you're going to round up, kind of like cat. You're going to shift forward. You can open your feet a little bit if that's comfortable. And then allow the hips to sink forward. Open the chest, this high cobra. And then come back where we came from. So chin down, roll up, coming back through this kind of cat. And then hips back, child's pose. Now, I do find that this movement's a little easier if I allow my feet to open as I come forward into this cobra. And then I bring them back together a little bit as I'm making my way through to a child's pose. So that just makes this a little more comfortable for me. That's not necessary. Otherwise, I just get a little tight in the cobra if my feet are still together. And we'll take 2 more rounds of this. Making sure you're moving with some breath. Opening the chest when you come forward. And then finding some nice length along the back of your spine as you come into your child's. 1 more round here. And then we'll make our way back to child's. Pause here. Take a breath. Let it go. And then from here, we're going to make our way to down dog. Just a little bit left. So curl the toes under, hips up and back. Down dog. Legs can be bent or straight, whatever feels good for you. And you can maybe even paddle through the feet a little bit. Let's take 2 more breath cycles here. Last round. And then we're going to walk our hands back towards our feet. So back towards the back of the mat. Once you're there, you can bend your knees and roll up to stand. Once we're standing, we're going to find kind of a standing banana or a side lean. So arms are going to come overhead, grow really tall, and lean to the right. Pause here, full breath, inhale. And exhale. Come back through the center, find that length again, and then other side. Take a full breath in and out. Back up through the center. Release your hands, hands to heart center, mountain pose. Let's take a breath. Let it go. And then just a little more opening here. So we're going to do some standing cat-cows, and then we're going to add some roll forwards and roll back up to it. So I like to do this with some bent knees. So knees can bend, hands can come behind the nape of the neck, elbows nice and wide. We're going to open our chest, elbows back. So think cow pose. And then tuck the tailbone round the spine, elbows forward. And again, open. And close. Once more, open. And close. Now this next round, we're going to add a little more to it. So inhale, open. And then close. And then from here, you're leading with your elbows. And then your head, we're going to fold forward all the way down. Once we get to this forward fold, lift and lengthen through the spine. Find a flat-ish back. And then fold forward again. Put a gentle bend in the knee and roll back up to stand. Once we get to standing, repeat. So elbows wide. Open the chest. And then round and tuck. And then head comes down. Finding your forward fold. Once you're there, expand and lengthen, find a flat back. And then fold forward again. Bend in the knees, roll back up to stand. And then open the elbows. Last round, elbows wide, open the chest, gaze up. Round and tuck. And then allow yourself to come forward. Once you're down, lift and lengthen, flatten the back. And fold forward last time. Bend the knees, roll up to stand. From there, release the hands. Let's find a mountain pose. Let's just take a breath together here. Inhale. And exhale. All right. I hope that your spine feels a little happier, a little more open. You've got some more movement in it. And I hope to see you again soon. Grace and peace. Bye.